evening, everybody. Welcome to practice tonight. Let's get cozy together. So keep your blankets handy. If you've got a jumper like me, feel free to keep that on. Now we're going to need our strap or strap alternative, just an option. You may or may not need it. Blankets definitely lovely, and a bolster if you've got something to act as a bolster will be great. Now we're going to come onto our spine into Supta Baddha Konasana. So if you have your bolster option is to place it under your knees. So as we come down, lying on our backs, I like to put the blanket under my head just for that lovely sense of support there. We've got the heels towards each other and the knees resting open, feeling supported with the height of the bolster under. Now if you don't have a bolster, another option could be a nice big cushion or using a couple of blocks or books under the knees as well. Once you're here, if you'd like to bring your hands either on your navel, maybe facing up alongside the body, or maybe today even overhead, gently opening into the chest. And wherever you've been at throughout your day, wherever you've been at in your thoughts, now's the time to arrive on your mat. In these first few moments, let your body just simply melt down and start to bring the body into this stillness, marking the transition from your day of work into your evening of rest. If it feels good for you, you may like to deepen your breath from here. So as you inhale through the nose, notice the duration, and exhale either the same duration or maybe making it a little longer. You might even like to join me for a count, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's continue a couple of deep breaths. And 3 more full rounds from here. Beautiful, 10. Let's start to move into the body. Sweep your arms around and draw your knees into your chest. Give them a hug of some kind, whether that's giving them a big squeeze in, taking the hands behind the back of the legs or in front of the shins, and maybe a rock here side to side. It could be a really nice way to just gently loosen up through the lower back if you've been sitting all day. And then we'll come into a supported bridge from here. So with that support, your bolster or whatever else you're using, start to draw it under the bottom. So we'll press through the heels from that bridge position and press up through the heels to pick up the hips. Place the bolster under the hips. Might take a few wiggles to get there. Adjust it so that you feel your pelvis melting down and spreading out over that support. Stay here for a few breaths, letting everything melt down. So it's a really lovely shape if you have any sensitivities in the lower back. It's going to feel a beautiful support. We're really looking for that sense of feeling grounded and we can hold here with ease. It should feel really restorative. From here, we'll move into a wind removing pose. So stretch through the front of the hips. You might use the support of your strap here or your hands as you draw your right knee in towards the chest, giving your knee a bit of a squeeze by using your hands or strap to draw that leg in, and then start to slowly, gently walk out through the left leg. Now, I say slowly because we always want to pay attention to what signals your body's giving you. So if this feels strong, definitely just soften into the knee, keep the knee bent. You might feel it into the lower back and obviously through the front of the hip, that's where we're targeting here. And it can be a really nice passive stretch. And if you do have sensitivities with the lower back, it can be very tightly woven into the tightness in the front of the hips. This can be a great opening there. Just a reminder, guys, in your practice, with any practice, always know we're encouraging you to move at a pace that really honors your body, taking the wisdom of your body, listening in, noticing how deep feels right for your body, noticing when your body signals to ease off, and moving slowly so you can really pay attention. And 2 more breaths here. To switch over, rebend into the left knee. Place the right sole of the foot down to the ground. Just stay for a breath in neutral. And gently move to the second side. Left knee to chest, using hands or strap. The strap can give you that little extra length in your arms to anchor in. And slowly walking out the right leg, noticing how it feels on that side of the hip. Now, one thing I didn't mention on the other side too, it can feel good to take the knees slightly outside of the rib cage, just so you've got that little bit of space. So the knees coming more towards the shoulder. Last 2 breaths. To come out of this rebend into the right leg, gently release the left to the ground and pop the strap out to the side if you had it. Take the knees again to the chest and a little rock here side to side, just if that feels good before we come off the bolster. and then gently placing the feet to the ground. Bringing the heels close again to the bottom, to the bolster, to press up through the heels and shimmy the bolster out over towards the right side. So let's keep that bolster, your support towards your right, the right side of your hip here. And taking hold of your strap, send the right leg up towards the ceiling. So here we're opening up through the back of the leg, and you might like to use your hands or on the back of your leg or your shin, your calf, sorry, or take that strap and bring it around the ball of the extended foot. You can see I'm all rugged up here with my super cozy boots on. It actually gives me a nice grip for the strap here. I'm going to soften the shoulder blades down the back so we're not crunching up into the upper body. And you may like to straighten out through the left leg. And again, just like we did on the bolster, going slowly, notice how that changes things in the lower back. And if it feels okay, keep it there. And gently bring the right leg closer towards the chest to open up the back of the leg. Take one more full breath. Now we've popped that bolster there for a reason. We'll take this right leg out towards the right side. So if you take both ends of the strap into your left hand, if you are just using your hand here, you might even grip on the inner or outer edge of the foot. Then we're gently opening out the leg towards the right side. Now that bolster's there to catch the outer thigh to give you something to land on, but feel free to release that if you don't feel it serving you. You can also bend into the knee here. So if you keep the leg towards straight, that's going to be likely a deeper stretch into your inner thigh. And if you keep the toes drawn back towards your body. But if you soften off the knee, that'll be a little more gentle. So find what you need here. Left hip, we want to keep it from lifting up. So maybe the left hand on the left hip can gently guide that hip down, just to remind it to stay nice and even. Now definitely if you're feeling anything sharp through the knees and any kind of extended leg shape like this, bending softly into the knee can take out that pressure. Two final breaths. And gently bring the leg through center. We'll take this into the opposite side. We'll take the strap into the left hand this time. We're coming into a twist here. So drawing that left leg across the body. Now again, same thing. You might like to bend into the knee or keeping it towards straight and flexing the toes back towards the face. And you'll find that this opens up a little into the outer upper hip. Or if you keep that bend into the knee, that's totally cool too. And I'll suggest opening out the other arm. So if your right arm can extend out to the side, just keep your shoulders connected to the mat. So we've got this lovely twist from the hip, from the spine. Your gaze here might stay ahead or over towards the right. Take 2 final breaths here. And then draw yourself back through center. And this time you can release the strap and walk the feet out either to meet the left, so walking straight out in front on the mat, relaxing down, or if you're keeping the knees bent, just keep them bent and relax in neutral for a moment. All right, team, let's take this to the second side. We'll shimmy the bolster over towards the left hip this time, so you've got it ready there for that support. We'll rebend into the legs. The knees are pointing to the ceiling. And then start with sending the left leg up towards the sky and take your strap around the ball of that foot. Or you are welcome, of course, to use hands on the back of the leg or towards the foot as well. Roll the shoulders up, back and down so the shoulder blades slide down the back. And gently drawing the leg closer towards the chest, open up the back of the left leg. And if it feels right for you, walk out the right leg towards straight. You have the scissoring action and gently opens up through the front of the right hip at the same time. Take 2 final breaths here. Beautiful, team. Let's open out to the left side. With your support handy there, if you'd like it, taking the strap into the left hand, gently open out the leg towards the left. Go slowly and see what your body gives you for this side. Do you want to bend into the knee? Do you want to keep the legs straight, the ankle joint flexed? What gives you the best sense of a nice safe opening, a nice juicy stretch that feels accessible? And your right hip can gently ground down your right hand can gently ground down the right hip, especially if you're lifting up into the right side. One more deep breath here. From here, bring the leg back through center, switching over sides. Bring the strap into the right hand. Gently draw the leg across to the right, coming into your twist. Option to bend into the knee. So you're in a supine twist, or keeping the leg straight and a little more active, toes drawing back to the face. Taking the left arm out towards the side. And connecting the left and both shoulders to the ground. And find a spot for your gaze, maybe straight ahead or maybe to the side. Last deepest breath. Gently releasing, coming back through center, releasing out of the strap, and both feet to the ground, either knees bent or legs straight. And take a moment here. Just notice what that feels like now through the hips and the back of the legs. All right, from here, bend into the knees. We'll roll over onto our navel. And I'm just going to shimmy. So you want to pop your bolster out the way. I'm just going to push it down with my foot and then do a little maneuver to roll on over to the belly. So making your way onto your tummy, but we're bending into the right knee, the right leg. If being on your tummy doesn't feel great, you might like to pad up with a blanket just to give you any support that you'd like there. Then we bend into the right leg. So we've got the right leg towards a right angle out to the side. You might make a pillow for your forehead out of your hands. And what we're looking for is this opening through the inner thigh here. You could play around with the height of the knee, bringing it a little closer to your chest or a little further away, and let that gently open up. All right, team, from here we're coming into a pec stretch. So feel free to have a little peek at me here. We'll extend out through the opposite arm. We're bringing the body to face the side. So I'll take out my left arm. You'll have the option of bending into the left arm like a cactus. So keeping it bent at a right angle or straightening it out in front in line with the shoulder. Straightening out with the left hand, right hand coming in close to the rib cage and using that to help press your body open to face this side. And this is where any extra blankets could come in handy under the ear or just dropping the ear down towards the ground. The front hand, you could use that as a nice anchor coming in close to the chest to help press your body open to the side. Opening up through the front of the left shoulder, across the pec, across the chest. And the top leg might just hover on top of the other, might hover in space, gently dropping behind the other, or you might even like to bend into the knee, Place the sole of that right foot to the ground. If you do have the bent arm variation and you find that's a little too strong or you feel like you can't go as deep, feel free to adjust and extend the arm out straight. Keeping the arm bent would get a little more into one of the smaller chest muscle, whereas keeping the arm extended opens up a little more through the front and into the bicep as well. This can be a really lovely way to open up through the heart area if we've been sitting at our desk all day. Three more breaths. And gently let yourself roll forward, and we'll come into our second side, starting with the bending into the leg. So left leg bent. This is your half frog shape. And then making a pillow for your forehead or your ear, resting down, and opening up the inner thigh on the left. Take a final deep breath. And then set up to take our pec stretch on the right side, extending out the right arm, straight or bent. And bring the left hand next to the body, next to the rib cage, and gently press your body open towards your left. Notice what your body needs on this side. Maybe the leg hovers there in space, or maybe it bends up. Three more deep breaths. And to come out gently, releasing through center. And from here, guys, we'll take a moment just to bend into the knees. Forehead can come down onto the palms. And then window wiper the legs, just gently moving side to side, releasing off any tension in the lower back. Beautiful. And then make your way up onto hands and knees. We'll take a couple of rounds of a traditional cat-cow for a moment, just to loosen off through the spine and the navel. You can set up with your hands under shoulders and knees under hips. And if you like any padding under the knees, it's a nice time to pop the blanket under there too. On an inhale, dip your navel down towards the ground, bring your heart through the shoulders, gaze up, really lengthen out your front body. Exhale to push the ground away, arms are straight, chin to chest, open the spine. 2 more like that, inhale, exhale. Last one here. Beautiful team, roll onto one side of the hips and come into a seat. We'll take both heels together, coming into a seated bound angle. I think it's time for me to take my boots off now. So from here, bring your heels towards each other. Option here to bring your hips up on a little bit of height by popping a blanket under them. It'll help to tilt the pelvis forward a little bit. I definitely find that I tend to roll back. So this really helps to lift up out of the hips. So if you perch yourself on towards the front edge of that, bring the heels together, and I'll invite you to bring them quite close to start. Now, if you've got you can use your hands as a grip around the ankles, or you could also use the strap, giving you the extra length around the arms. And then we'll take a little bit of movement here. So just flapping the knees gently, we're opening up, loosening up through, lubricating the hip joints. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then we'll take the same shape, but we'll gently press the elbows towards the knees as we bring the chest forward, and then take the knees together. So moving a little bit here, opening the inner thighs, and then drawing the knees together. So here we're getting a nice rotation through the hips. Another 4. 3, lovely, 2, and 1. Good. Now let's keep your right leg in, extend out through your left. Grab onto that bolster, bring that to nestle over towards the right hip. Good stuff. Beautiful, team. And then we'll reach down with the left hand towards the left foot. Take the right arm up and over. So get a bit of a side body stretch here. Good. And then we'll take that to the other side, landing the forearm to your support. Good. Once more each direction. And then we'll hold as we land the forearm to the bolster. You could hold here with your arm extending all the way over, fingertips reaching, or you might even like to bring the hand behind the head and open up the heart. So you're kind of resting on the bolster and feeling a side body opening here. And one more deep breath. Beautiful. And then gently rise on up. We'll come into a forward fold from here. So you've got your bolster handy. You're welcome to use it as a support. Either way, we're lifting up tall through the hips and then just starting to hinge forward from the hips. So you might walk your hands forward and you might find that you just stay fairly upright like I am. That's quite strong for me in the inner thigh. You might even like to bring that bolster over and land your forearms onto it. So anything that works for you here. And what we're looking for is the inner thigh opening. You could also keep the ankle joint flexed. See how that changes up the sensation of the stretch. Or you could let it just soften off. Chin can gently drape in. Three more breaths here. Beautiful. From here, gently rolling on up, pressing up through your hands. Well done. Just pop the bolster off, setting it up over towards your left side, and then bend up both knees and give them a little kind of cuddle here. So squeezing hands around the knees or grabbing under the back of the knees, dropping the chin into chest. A little self cuddle. And then we'll take the opposite side. So left leg comes in, heel towards the inner thigh of the right, extending out that right leg. We'll take our little mini flow by reaching the right hand down towards the right ankle, left arm up and over. And you can always be just soft here in the arm, or you can reach it all the way over. Do what serves you. Take that to the bolster. Good, one more time here. And this time we'll stay landing on your support over towards your left. Good, and choose whether you keep your arm extended, keep a soft bend, or maybe even placing the hand behind the head. Final breath. And let the top arm help to draw you upright, and we'll take a forward fold, lifting tall from the hips and then hinging forward. And again, you might not be going very far at all. You might also be using your bolster, finding a spot to hold, finding the inner thigh opening on the right. Final 2 breaths. Use your hands to gently guide you back upright. Well done, team. Beautiful. Shimmy that bolster off the to one side. Just re-bend into the knees for a moment. Take that little hug. And then from here, we'll make our way back onto our spine. And I'll get you to do two things before we go there. So, well, one is to roll up one of the blankets. So you have that as an option for a lovely heart opener at the end. So we take a blanket about the width of the mat and then roll it up so we've got a cylinder shape, and just keep that up towards the top of your mat. So we can use that as an option for under the bra strap when we come into a heart opener. We're coming into a reclining pigeon for the hips and a kind of three-part twist here. Now, if you do have a wall handy, it can be a really nice way to use the support of the wall as a support. Otherwise, you could use your strap or your hands when we go to reach the leg closer. So I'm just going to show you for a second what I mean by using the wall, and then you can choose your options. You could use a couch or a chair, something sturdy as well. So you probably remember these ones from the studio, or been doing them with the other teacher as well. Teachers, you'd come close to the wall and then take the legs up towards the wall. Obviously, I haven't got quite a full wall. And then from here, we'll take our reclining pigeon, and where the wall's handy is pressing the heel into the wall to use it as an anchor, shimmying the bottom closer to the wall. So that's where we're going, but we want to have space to be able to take a twist to the left and a twist from the right from here. So we might be maneuvering a little bit forward and back. So I'll get you to find your spot so that we have the space to come into those three shapes. And if you do need to wiggle around a little bit, that's totally cool too. So when you're there on your back, whether or not you're close to the wall, if you're on the wall, you've got your legs up the wall. If you're on the ground, you've got your feet to the ground. And then we'll start to bend into the right knee and place the right knee over the the right ankle over the left knee. And then from there, team, we're reaching through and drawing the left leg closer towards the body, or pressing that left heel into the wall to really anchor and get a nice juicy opening through the outer right hip. I'll ask you to flex into your right ankle joint so that it's protecting through the right knee. And if you are against the wall and you want to go a little deeper, you're shimmying your bottom closer to the wall so that you've got a deeper angle in the bent left knee. And that's going to help to give you that deeper stretch into the right. If you're against the wall there too, your arms could be spread as palms facing out alongside the body, or wherever they feel most comfortable. Good, team. Take a final breath. Beautiful. And then to take our twist, we'll start by taking everything over to the left. So I'll get you to bring your bottom a little to the right side and then gently walk both knees over towards the left. So what we end up with is your right sole of the foot planting down to the ground, your right knee facing up towards the ceiling. An option can be to use your left hand to grab onto the right ankle. It helps to kind of anchor it in there. So we get this interesting stretch through the right hip. You could release your arm, your right arm, and let your gaze follow. You could also use the right hand to gently press the right knee up towards the ceiling. Final deep breath. Beautiful, team. Now to come through center, be very gentle with this one as we come through. We'll bring the bottom back to the middle and then a little to the left. And then gently, gently drag the knees over to the right. Now, if you find that that feels quite strong in the left knee, I definitely want you to uncross the ankle and just let the knees gently drag over. If you want something stronger, you could be bringing the left heel closer towards the bottom. Maybe the help of the hand can help you there. And then getting an opening through the front of the left thigh and hip flexor. We won't be here for too long, just another couple of deep breaths. And gently unravel, bring the knees back through center. And take a moment to either straighten the legs out in front or up the wall. Take any wriggles that your body calls for. And then we'll set up for our second side, team. So this time it's the left ankle, left knee bending, left ankle resting on the right knee. And then pressing the right heel into the wall or using your hands or strap to draw that knee in towards the chest. And you're looking for a nice opening through the left glute. This can really get into the deep glute muscles too, the piriformis. Good one for releasing sciatic pain. Well done, team. Final couple of breaths. Now to take your twist, we'll place the sole of the right foot down, bottom and hips a little to the left, and then gently bring both knees down to the right. Left sole of the foot reaching towards the ground, pressing down. Maybe pressing the left knee open with the left hand or extending the arm out. Final deepest breath. Beautiful, team. Gently draw the knees through center. Adjust the hips. Take them a little to the right. And very gently walk the knees over to the left, either keeping the ankle over the knee if you want that stronger shape, or gently releasing, letting the knees, their foot uncross. Option to draw the right heel closer to the right butt cheek and lengthen out the front of the hip. Draw the tailbone down here if you're doing that, so the glutes are a little active. And then gently release, bringing both knees up towards the center and then either stretching out the legs on the mat or up to the wall. Maybe take your arms overhead here too. And from here, team, we'll set up for our final resting shape. Now, I always love to give you the option of taking whatever serves you best. But a lovely option is with that rolled up blanket. It's one of my favorites lately. And placing that under the bra strap and gently lowering yourself over it so that your arms come just above it. You can release them out to the sides or take them overhead. And you could keep your knees bent or straighten them out, gently opening up the front body. Now, if there's anything else that you love that really serves you, go for it. Take your time to set up there. But whichever shape you choose, it's your time to really let everything go and enjoy how it feels to be in your body and just be in stillness. And try to let your thoughts be really gentle and calm and kind. Let your self-talk be super kind. And really nothing more to do except melt here. Let your breath be gentle and natural. I've got these few moments here of stillness. Now, when you're ready, in the next breath or two or three, very gently and mindfully, start to make your transition to meet me in a comfortable seat. Really take your time as you need. And then when you find yourself there, just check your shoulders are over hips. And we'll take a little side body twist and a stretch. Left hand to left hip, right arm up and over. One final time. Beautiful. And to the second side. Beautiful. Bring your hands to meet at your heart space. Give yourself this moment to give thanks for carving out this time for yourself and for honoring your body with this practice. Thank you for joining me, team. Wishing you a beautiful weekend. Namaste. All right, Friday evening crew. Thank you, guys.